Welcome to Back to the Past newscast.
My name is Haley and this is my partner Amanda.
Today we'll be talking about Albert Einstein.
First, in 1916, Einstein published his general theory of relativity.
He also claimed that space is curved by the gravitational forces of the body in space.
He noticed that light from certain stars is rounded as it passed near the sun before reaching the Earth.
In 1915, he unified the theory of gravitation and turned Isaac Newton's time-honored laws upside down.
Now you know why we have science.
Now to presidential news.
We were talking about William Howard Taft.
In 1912, Taft sent Marines to Nicaragua to crush threats of harm to U.S. business interests. He also threw out the first ceremonial pitch of the baseball season.
He was also the first president to have a presidential car.
And he was Teddy Roosevelt's handpicked successor. And that's Back to the Past newscast. See you next time.
Welcome to another segment of JJTMB News. Tonight, a tragic 99th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic.
Tonight we interview the last survivor. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Drink it.
And we're back. Titanic was 882 feet long, slightly larger than the World War II aircraft carrier USS Saratoga.
It had 29 boilers and consumed 825 tons of coal in one day, but only going at the most 23 knots.
When completely loaded, it weighed 46,328 tons and had 3,547 passengers and crew. It took 3 years to build at the cost of $7.5 million.
Everything went fine until April 14th, when the Titanic hit an iceberg. It only took her around 2 hours to sink, and of the 3,547 passengers, only 1,517 perished, mostly third-class passengers. Only 306 bodies were recovered.
After Titanic sank, new requirements were placed into law for ships, including having enough lifeboats for all the passengers. So here's Tessa with Mary Wigglesworth, the last Titanic survivor.
So Mary, it's been 99 years. Can you still remember what happened on that tragic day?
Yes, I still remember it like it was yesterday. The memories were wonderful and still haunt me today.
Why were you on the Titanic?
I was on it because my mother and I were going to America for a better life.
I can't imagine what it would be like going through a person's head that time when it was sinking.
I can't even begin to describe what was going through my noggin.
Were you excited when you found out that you were going on the Titanic?
Yes, I couldn't believe I was going on the unsinkable ship, the Titanic. I had heard so many things about the wonderful ship.
Do you remember anything else about the Titanic?
Yes, one more horrible thing. As I was in the first class, I can remember when we hit the iceberg. I was terrified, and to make matters worse, when they locked those poor third-class people in the bottom of the ship, we could hear their scared screams as they drowned.
That's enough for one night. Thanks, Mary.
Yes, very sad. And tonight, another 99th anniversary. 99 years ago today, the silent film Everyone Loves Rachel came to TV for the first time. In under a year, it became the biggest hit on late-night television.
A silent film is a show without dialogue, usually with instrumental background. The film editors often projected the speed of the film and added tinting. The actors used big and exaggerating emotions.
And tonight we're going to show you part of that first episode. This will be our closing. The Dow up 200, NASDAQ up 40. Good night, America.
Hey folks, I'm your host Shane Campbell, along here with Koi Shah, presenting you with a special in-depth report on World War I.
On April 6, 1917, America was introduced into this historic war in which millions upon millions died. Casualties were both GIs and civilians.
Now to our on-site reporters, Eric Strope and Aaron Thompson.
I now stand where decades ago the Battle of Verdun took place.
This battle was held in Verdun, France. German General Staff decided to concentrate his forces in order to overcome the French defenses, which would cause them to eventually surrender.
His thought was that without France, the United Kingdom would not have the ability to continue fighting in the war themselves, thus gaining themselves the continent of Europe.
The battle resulted of 306,000 battlefield deaths, 163,000 of them being French, and 140,000 of them German, and over 500,000 wounded. This battle was one of the longest battles.
Back to Shane in the newsroom.
During the war, approximately 8 million troops were killed, 200,000 plus in the trenches, and 21 million were wounded. Of the numerous types of wounds soldiers suffered, one of the worst was shell shock, which was caused by the damages to the brain and in the ear by the repetitive concussive sounds of explosions and firings of various weapons. The major Axis countries were Germany, Japan, and Italy, the Allies being France, the United Kingdom, the United States of America, and Russia.
The fighting caused on the 11th hour of the 11th day.
Welcome to TGAB Radio Network. This is Brianna Parks
and Abby Flower, and we will take you to the scene where Gabby Scott is speaking with Robert Falcon Scott. Gabby, how is Robert?
Well, Brianna, so far Robert isn't on the scene set. Never mind, here he is. Robert, how's it going?
Well, Gabby, so far it is wet, cold, and icy. Minus all that, it is doing fine.
Fantastic. How close have you gotten to the South Pole?
I am 930 kilometers out. We have stopped on an island. My crew is out searching for food.
What exactly are you hunting for?
Caribou, elk, and wolf skin to keep us warm.
What is the name of your ship?
The name of my beautiful ship is called the Discovery.
How big is the Discovery?
The Discovery, 72 feet long and 34 feet wide.
Fascinating.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Robert Scott.
You're welcome.
Now back to you, Brianna and Abby.
Thank you for listening to TGAB Radio Network.
Henry Ford and Robert Perry.
Fun facts about Henry Ford.
Henry Ford invented the Model T in 1908. It sold for $850.
At first, people did not like this new automobile, but he eventually became the leading manufacturer of automobiles in the 1900s.
Fun facts about Robert Perry.
Robert Perry discovered the North Pole in 1909 with the help of Matthew Henson, his African-American guide.
They started out with 133 dogs and 24 men, and after 12 years, they only had 6 people remaining. Starring Jared as Henry Ford, Tyler as Robert Perry, Aurora as Matthew Henson.
And a special thanks to Mrs. Morrow for the help.
Thanks for watching!
Welcome to One on One News
with Emma Creasel
and Mira Camp.
Hi, my name is Emma.
And my name is Emmy. We're at One on One News.
Today in the studio, we're interviewing the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers were the first ones to build and fly an airplane. Here they are, all the way from Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
Hello, my name is Wilbur. And my name is Orwell. Orwell and I were first interested in aircrafts when we were little. We always knew we wanted to be inventors.
When and where did you fly your machine?
We flew on December 17, 1903, and we flew at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
How much did it stay in there?
It went a little over 700 miles and it stayed in there for 59 seconds.
After 5 years, how long could you fly?
By then we could fly at 77 miles and at almost 2.5 hours at more than 10 miles per hour.
And thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks again, and we hope to see you later tonight with 101 News.
Thanks for watching.
Bye!